We got it. So without further ado, Della, if you would come up.
Hello, family. My name is Della. I'm a recovering addict.
Hi, Della.
I really was nervous about this. I didn't want to do it. But my sponsor does not believe in telling NA no. So I'm here. Service work and home group. Our literature says that our primary purpose in NA is to carry the message to the addict who still suffers. I do this by being of service in multiple ways, because I can only keep what I have by giving it away. There is a wide range of service work you can start out with: showing up to meetings early, helping set up, stay late, break it down. After you get some time under your belt, there's trusted service positions you can hold at a home group that you choose to make your home group. And that's where service work starts. That's where service work started for me, is at my home group level. It gave me purpose. It made me feel a part of. And it made me feel like people depended on me and I was responsible. When I got involved with Narcotics Anonymous, I was forced into the rooms by a judge. My third meeting, I knew I belonged. In my sponsorship tree and where I'm from, it's they say it's subtle commands or suggestions, but where I come from, we're voluntold to do something. They voluntarily told me to do things. Getting a part of made me feel a part of. I know they said that recovery is a selfish program, for us, but it helps you get out of yourself. That means my self-centeredness got away from me really easily because I was of service. I remember my first service position. I was voluntold to be the coffee maker, and so when I started doing the coffee, I started complaining. Because I'm like, man, these are supposed to be adults. Why are they spilling sugar everywhere? Why is coffee everywhere? And I was just mad about it. And my sponsor said, well, are you doing it because you care and want to? Or are you doing it for an atta girl pat on your back? And I was like, ooh. Never thought about it that way. And after that, I started showing up to the meetings early. I actually talked my sponsor's fiance into making his meeting a group that could become a home group, because it was just a regular meeting. Nobody had a home group there. It was just a book study meeting. And I was like, why don't we make this a home group? So that's how I had my first home group. I helped invent it. Not the meeting itself, but made it where we go to area and we were part of the area. As I got a couple of months clean, at 6 months clean, I became the alternate secretary for my home group. I was voluntold to get that position too. And so, for me, it made me feel responsible. It made me feel like I had worth. People depended on me. Me, a drug addict who couldn't be dependable for nothing to save my life before. It gave me a sense of purpose. People would ask me questions. People would want me to be around them. And I didn't have to do anything magical for them to be there. I didn't have to do things for them to come to me and ask me questions and want me to be a part of their lives. And that made a big difference for me. So when I had 9 months clean, I was voluntold to go to area. And I went to area. And as I was in area, I was voluntold to become a part of area. And so I became the alternate secretary for area of West Tennessee. And it's kept me clean. It's kept me accountable, and it's kept me feeling responsible and a part of. And I don't know about y'all, but for me, feeling like I was important and I mattered and that no matter where I come from or what I'd done mattered to nobody, that made me feel really good and loved and welcomed. Anywhere else, I've had to buy care and concern from others. I was talking and sharing with another addict when I first got here this morning how we really paid for friendships back in the days, regardless of what you used to pay for those friendships, whether, or those relationships, whether it was money, drugs, your time, whatever it was, like nothing in here is conditional, nobody does something for you in Narcotics Anonymous because you're going to give them something back. They actually want to help you live a better life. And being of service, you get to meet so many people. Well, I get to meet so many people. I get to learn so many new things. I'm nervous to talk in front of a lot of people. And I was like, I didn't think I had value enough to give back or to help others. And I've been encouraged by so many people in Narcotics Anonymous to be of service. And it helps me stay away from my own self-centeredness. It's not all about me. And that's a hard pill to swallow because where I come from, I'm the baby and it was all about me. I'm the baby of my siblings. And so it was like all about me. But now it's more about how can I make the next person smile and what can I do to encourage them to get a part of service work. When I moved here in October of 22, I got involved in a home group here, and then I started going to area here. And then as I was going to area here, I remembered when I was in West Tennessee, we have a special lady there that a lot of people here probably know. She's been she's been in recovery for 38 years. And she's done service work at so many levels. She used to try to talk me into going to regional and doing service work at regional level. And I was like, nah, that ain't for me. I'm not good enough to do that. I'm not smart enough to do that. And so when I got here, I met a good friend in recovery here. And he encouraged me to go to regional and get involved at regional level. And it's like so fulfilling to be able to go and, share with other recovering addicts everywhere else and learn new things and get other perspectives and just feel welcomed. Like, that's a feeling I've never had. And it's helped keep me clean all this time. And, of course, my step work and calling my sponsor and, learning to apply the spiritual principles to my life every day and learning to apply the traditions and the steps in my life on a daily basis has helped me grow and helped me get out of my shell and helped me to be compassionate to others. And now when I see other people nervous or scared, I walk up and talk to them now. And I'm like, hey, it's okay. We love you. It's fine. You don't have to know nothing. Because when I got here, I didn't know jack diddly. Still don't know anything. I'm learning and I'm growing. And other people done it for me, so I do try to do it for other people. They say that a home group is where you're introduced to service work at. So that's big for me. I share that with people. I've also heard so many times, 80% of what you're doing in Narcotics Anonymous is just by you showing up. And what you don't know, someone there will tell you what to do. So for me, service work is major for me. Being a part of a home group that's kind, caring, and loving, just like my higher power, is a major for me. And being a part of a service structure that helps me live a better life has given me purpose that I've never had before. And for that, I'm truly grateful. Hope that helps somebody. But that's all I got. I'm a little nervous, so yay. Love you guys.
Come on, James.
James!
Give it up to James.
Hey, y'all. I didn't find out I was speaking until this morning, so welcome to Narcotics Anonymous. I want want to try something out here, raise your hand if you got a year or more clean. Now, if you're new to this program, look around here. I want you to watch what happens to these hands. Keep your hand raised if you have a home group. Look at all these hands here. Keep your hands raised if you've been involved in service work. I want to make this a little bit interactive, just in a part. So if I can get a few volunteers, raise your hands if you pull up the traditions, and maybe a couple people pull up the concepts. Can we do that? Got one? Got any more? Got a few more? Got a few more? Okay, pull up the traditions, and a couple of you maybe pull up the concepts. I took notes too, man. I'm nervous as all hell. We'll get through this. I think what I can tell you is about a home group and service. A home group is a body of service where you get to argue about whether or not to buy chocolate or vanilla cupcakes. I've seen that happen, and what's worse, I've been one of the ones arguing about it. We have a booth right outside. It's going to be set up shortly if it's not already. There's a regional task force trying to help us figure out how to make service work attractive. It's going to be an activity-based booth. You'll be able to help us brainstorm ideas on how to do that. And, I think one puzzle piece we need to look at to make service work attractive is more unity across the board. It's at our home. That starts with our home groups. For such an important and earth-shattering topic as which flavor of cupcake we should buy, I think simple, practical solutions start to appear when we all slow down and focus on the traditions and the concepts, when we get into love and unity. We could tag team the bridges between tradition 1, 2, 5, and 12. Can someone come up here and read these? Can I get a volunteer tradition 1?
Josiah, I'm an addict.
Hey, Josiah.
Our common welfare should come first. Personal recovery depends on NA unity. Thank you for letting me read.
Thanks, Josiah. How about tradition 2? We got somebody for tradition 2? Come on up. Chocolate and vanilla cupcakes. How the hell do we get through this?
Hey, I'm Judy. I'm an addict. For our group purpose, there is but one ultimate authority. A loving God as He may express Himself in our group conscience. Our leaders are but trusted servants. They do not govern.
All right. So, not what I want, but what we need, and let's let God drive the boat. What about tradition 5? Got tradition 5? Somebody tradition 5? What's tradition 5? Come on up.
I'm Brandon, I'm an addict. Tradition 5, each group has one primary purpose to carry the message to the addict who still suffers.
That's right, we don't give a damn about what flavor cupcake, do we? And 12, let's say that together, y'all. Anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personalities. I asked somebody to do concepts too. Does somebody got the concepts pulled up? Concept 9 for us, if you would.
Yeah, I'm D. I'm an addict. Concept 9. All elements of our service structure have the responsibility to carefully consider all viewpoints in their decision-making processes.
That's right. Maybe something simple kicks us all in the butt, such as to just get chocolate for half the cupcakes and vanilla for the rest. We don't see that till we slow down, do we? Right. Concept 9, Spirit asks us to not only protect but seek out the dissenting voice. So we might even hear somebody chime in when we don't want to hear it, lemon cupcakes or muffins. But no one's going to use or stop using based on our refreshment choices, y'all. I'm here to tell you that. That tradition 5 reminds us that it doesn't matter so much which cupcakes we plan to get, but more importantly, how we get through that decision together. And that's home group service. And that's the heart of home group service work. We learn the spiritual principles, the actual meat and potatoes, the deeper meanings, how to apply them, by practicing the traditions and concepts on each other. That primes us to apply them in all our affairs, with our families at work, everyday life as a productive member of society. We'll practice on each other so we can go out and practice on the real world. My first service work at my first home group had to do with selling drinks at a New Year's Eve dance. They trusted me with a makeshift cash box carved out a coffee tin, and I had less than 1 week clean, man. That blew my mind. I just come in and said, my name is James and I'm an addict, and they handed me the damn cash box. You know, not only did that surprise me, but it gave me a sense of pride. It made me feel like I belonged. I felt seen. I was sick, but I didn't want to be sick. I wanted to get better, and they saw that, and they gave me the cash box at 1 week clean, man. They knew who I was. I came in saying my name is James and I'm an addict, and they still trusted me. From there, I moved on to making coffee, chairing meetings, helping out with area activities, cleaning up, just general volunteering. Eventually, moved on to try out alternate GSR. A GSR at the home group I have now, Little River Group, that's in Rockford, Tennessee. Started going to area, helping out with area, applying the same lessons at the home group at the area level, and then being able to roll and see stuff play down at the area level and roll that back into the home group. And all of that, roll that back into my daily life. Tried my hand at being an RCM, gone on to volunteer multiple task forces, committees, including this convention. All this started at the home group level with the traditions and the concepts at the heart of it. You know, I've heard this old rumor that, the concepts aren't for home groups. I don't know if y'all have heard that before. I've heard that rumor before. The concepts aren't for home groups. Well, in the service literature, it says, so our primary purpose is carry the message. It says in our service literature, one of our secondary purposes is to educate our members as a home group on the traditions and the concepts. Why would effective leadership, why would I not care about effective leadership at the home group level? Huh? There's spiritual principles. It's not just words. It's not bureaucracy. There's spiritual principles behind these, and we can apply those at the home group level. And then we can turn around and apply them in our lives. I've made plenty of mistakes along the way. It's part of what makes home group and other NA service work so important. We're all sick addicts and we know it. They handed me the cash box. They knew it. They knew I had a chance of stealing the money, and they let me try it anyway. We get to afford each other some understanding, grace, and encouragement when we slip up. We all know that we're sick. We don't get to kick each other out of NA for messing up. And with that practice comes progress. With that progress comes a refined set of skills and practical application of the spiritual principles so that we can show up to society with some experience handling ourselves with integrity. That comes through practicing on each other. Then we go out and practice it on the rest of the world. I once got pissed off at a home group member. I know I'm the only one in NA that's ever done that. You know, this was a trusted servant. You know, we'd ask them to do this and that in a certain way, and they didn't do it in a certain way. And you know, I love to fix, manage, and control, so I thought it was my place to say or do something about it. They were slipping up, they were messing up, you know, this and that. And I, at a business meeting where we were supposed to invite group conscience and loving God in, at our business meeting, I show my butt, and I make this sarcastic comment, well, if you keep breaking the coffee pot, maybe pick up a broom instead. I thought that was clever. I thought that was funny, and you get my point across. Yeah, that was real clever. Next time I made coffee, I broke the coffee pot. Yep. What I've learned since then is that through the second tradition, we invite God and elect trusted servants to the best of our ability. Yes, we don't want to just throw warm bodies at service positions. That's true. But once we do elect them, we have a responsibility to rally behind them. We don't insult them and vilify them. We show up like this fellowship showed up for me, man. We show up for each other and we rally behind them and get them what they need. This kind of service work reminds me, I'm still wounded. You know, we don't shoot our wounded. We love them through it. We show up for them and we love them through it. I'm still wounded. I'm not perfect. I've dropped the ball plenty of times. But you know what? Service work, starting at the home group level, has shown me to pick the ball back up and get back out there. And it's taught me when to learn to pass the ball instead, too. Huh? I want to share something special with y'all that happened to me yesterday. It's directly because of home group service work. The day after Christmas this year will be 3 years clean for me.
Hell yeah.
Thanks. Yesterday was the first holiday that my daughter invited me over for the holidays. Since I got clean, we went to a buffet to eat Thanksgiving dinner together. And I asked her, my oldest granddaughter, 4 years old, I asked my daughter, because I'm in the habit now of Mama Bear's the boss. So I asked her permission. I said, do you want me to take her up? Is it okay to take her up to the buffet and show her the food and then let her decide if she wants that or something off the menu? And she said, no, don't do that. Every time she goes to the buffet, she gets everything and she gets overwhelmed on her plate and she won't eat anything. Just let her get something off the menu. So we sat down, we looked at the menu. She didn't want the burger, she didn't want the chicken tender, she didn't want the spaghetti. She wanted the buffet. She wanted the Thanksgiving buffet like the rest of us. So Mama said, yeah. She wanted me to go up and take her. My granddaughter wanted me to go up and take her to show her the food. She had different plans. She wanted to get that buffet, but let's stop right here. Let's go back to home group service work. About 2 years ago or so, we did a group inventory at my home group. That's if you've never been through one, man, it's amazing. It can be. It's like a 4-step for your home group. Any service body can do an inventory. It's collaborative. You brainstorm together, look at solutions on how you can better carry the message, what's standing in your path, and how can you clear it out together. But we had this massive group inventory, man. We had this whole list. We took off a pretty big chunk of trying to make a bunch of changes all at once, as we do as addicts when we try to make change sometimes. And it was overwhelming. I almost quit my position as a trusted servant. It was so overwhelming. Now, I got a few service mentors, but I got a sponsor, and I got a main service mentor, too. I actually have a service mentor. My service mentor suggested maybe we just take them in little bite-sized chunks. We take a little bit at a time, get that knocked out, move on to the next. And we did that. We had people share the burden, and we got through it together. And we got everything knocked out. We got that whole list knocked out, everything of it. Let's go back to that buffet, man. I took that little girl up there. I took that little girl up there, and we didn't load everything from the buffet onto the plate. I let her pick out 2 or 3 different things of food, and just a couple spoonfuls of each. And when we sat back down, and we went up and we got about a dozen plates, but she ate all her food. And my daughter told me for the first time since I got clean that she's proud of me after that.
Hell yeah.
And that's because of home group service work, man. That's applying the spiritual principles we learned by doing service work. This is a we program. If you don't have a home group, go to many meetings. Listen, find one that you just want to help out at. They say different ways of finding a home group if you feel like home. Find one that you want to help out at. You'll know it when you find it. And you don't have to have a permanent home group. You can change home groups. But find one where something inside you makes you want to set up the chairs or do the coffee or show up and find out behind the scenes what's going on. Somewhere you want to be part of. That might be your home group. Try it out and see. Go to the business meeting and get involved. Tell them you want to be a home group member. You want to get involved. And don't stop there. Check out other service bodies like area. There's area service. There's region service. There's a whole zone, multiple states in our zone, Southern Zonal Conference. You can get involved at World Service if you want to. You can get involved in task forces, committees, conventions. There's all kinds of stuff. Get a good taste of the whole buffet. Just remember to take it in small portions at a time. Thanks for letting me share that.